And drawing a dot plot, what you do is you would put, if you have a set of data like 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 7, 8, 8, you'd start by making a line down here, and you make a 3, and then above a 3 you go 1, 2, 3, because there are 3 3s. Then you'd have a 4, and you'd have 1, 2. You have a 5 with nothing, a 6 with nothing, a 7 with a 1, and an 8 with a 2. And that is your dot plot. Then to make a stem and leaf plot, you have your data, like so. And then what you do is that you take everything that's not a ones digit. So for instance, when we're going to draw this, we're going to do 3, and then we're going to make a line, and then the 7's going to go on this side. And then a 4, 9, 5, 2. I'm going to change one number real quick. I'm just going to change this to a 79, so you can see what happens when you have two of the same. Okay, so then you got a 6 and an 8, a 7, a 7, and then 9, like so. So you have, if you have more than one 70s number, for instance, you'd have 77, 79, like that, 92, and then 10 with an 8. And the other important piece about making a stem and leaf plot is that you need to have a key so that you tell your readers how to read this number. And what you do is you put like 3/7 means 37. Okay, so that's what a stem and leaf plot's going to look like for the third and fourth question on your worksheet. And to make a box and a whisker plot, what you do for this one is that with your set of data, you're going to need to find the low number. So you'll find the lowest number. You'll find the median. So remember how to find the median from the first week when we did this. And then you have to find the high number. And then in between there, you're going to have to find quartile 1 and quartile 3. And again, we did that a couple weeks ago, or it was even last week. It was last week on the one worksheet where it asked you to find all those other things like standard deviation and whatnot. So if you want to look back at how to do that, it's basically finding the medians between all the different things. Find this median first, then this is the median between the low and the median, and then this would be the median of the high of the median. So once you find all those pieces, then you can make a box and whisker plot. So I'm going to make some numbers up. So let's say this is 20 and this is 50, and the median is 30. Let's go 30, and then quartile 1 would be 27, and quartile 3 would be 39. Okay, so something like that. So what I do first is I have this number line like so, and I put 20 here, and then at the top you're going to put the high number. So you're going to have 50 up there. And then depending on where the median is, since the median is 30, if I were to go to the middle of the mark, halfway would be between 20 and 50 would be 35. But because 30 is closer to 20, I'm going to move that over here just a tad. So to make that 30. And then for the next one, for Q1, the quartile 1 is 27. You know, halfway would be 25 in between 20 and 30, but since 27 is closer to 30, I'm going to make a 27 right here. And then 39 to 50, again, it's a little bit closer to, it's almost halfway, but it's a little bit closer to 30, so I'm just going to make that mark about like so. So then, in order to make a box and whisker plot, what you do is you make a box from quartile 1 to quartile 3. You make a straight line going up at the median, and then you put lines out to the ends. Lines out to the ends. So you have a box in the middle with whiskers on the side. Okay? And then to make a histogram, what you want to do first is you want to use what we call a frequency table, and that's just coming up with the best possible scenario for your thing. So for this particular thing, what you want to do is you want to have a range of numbers for a histogram. So like making sure that it's evenly spaced in between on the bottom, on the x-axis. You're going to want to make it so that it's the same amount every time. So like if you go by 5s or by 10s or whatever, that's fine. Like for me, for this particular thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 to 69. So that way I have the same amount of numbers every time. Like if we want to go by 2s or by 3s, it's just going to make that you have more bars on your histogram. So for this particular thing, since I have 3 different zones, I'm going to have 3 different bars. If you were to have 5 zones, you'd have 5 bars, and so on. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to count how many are in the 40s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers are in the 40s. 1, 2, 3 numbers are in the 50s. And 2 numbers are in the 60s. So what you do on this, on the bottom, is we're going to write 40 to 49. And a little break, and then the bar is going to be the same size. You want to make them so that they're the same width as close as possible. So now we have 50 to 59, and then 60 to 69. Okay, so we have those 3 bars is all. Then along the side, what you're going to have is the word frequency, and that just means how many times that number showed up. So for the highest one we have is we're going to have all the way up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be the highest. Okay, so all I'm going to do is make a bar. It looks like a bar graph, except for there's a couple differences. The differences are that you have a range of numbers, but then also the bars are going to be touching. So the other thing is, so that our bars look, and in this case, because of the data that I provided you, looks like just a set of stairs, like a big step. Okay. Now, the other thing I didn't give you is I didn't give you things like what this data represented. So you're going to want a title up here. Okay, because that's important what the title is. Like this could be ages of presidents, or ages of your congressmen, or ages of your teachers, or whatever. Okay, that would be what the title would go. And then down here, since I'm using ages, I'd write ages on the bottom, just so that I know that if I'm the reader, I'm looking at this going, okay, I understand what this is describing. Okay, so that's how you make a histogram. You got to make a little frequency table first, and then from there you can build your bar chart. Okay.